Result. We had a long pause. Shahid Khan is accompanying Ahmed Shahzad, who was so impressive in his in the last game on debut. Played a good innings, played a good hand, showed a lot of calmness. Noan Kulusekara has been drafted back into the playing 11, and the major reason quoted for his inclusion by Russell Arnold, who's alongside me, and I think to a certain degree between the lines by Angelo Matthews at the toss, is that the conditions may suit bowlers up front. There's a strong breeze blowing, the conditions are extremely mild, and he's been rather mild in this series so far. Ahmed Shahzad has not really been amongst runs. 36 matches, goodish average. Pakistan had pinned a lot of hopes in Ahmed Shahzad. He's a fine fielder, good all-round cricketer, and side screen was a real problem. So we had a delay of about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and he's still not happy. He's still talking about it. Maybe asking the people to just get away from the sideboard so that he can have a look at the board.
That's a massive side screen though. Covers a long area. There are certain grounds where players make do with the smallest of side screen, and one such place is at the Lords. And the background is also red brick, but at Lords you don't find batsmen complaining at all.
I think we were just a little spoiled here in subcontinent, Russell. So I remember when India toured Pakistan in 2004, there was a request put in by Sachin Tendulkar to increase the height of the sideboard in Lahore, and I don't know why we acceded to his request, because he made Pakistan pay for it.
It happened in Sri Lanka as well, and you see those advertising hoardings at the top of the side screen. The height he requests covers those areas as well.
Just got to start now. I think there'll be little issues here and there. You can't have it perfect every time you go on to bat, and I think that is what being impressed upon the batsman as well by Richard Illingworth. You've got to make most of what is available, and I think as a batsman you need to just take that out of your system. You've got to concentrate on the ball, make sure that you're comfortable at the crease, not worry about the extraneous matters.
I'm surprised it's Sharjeel who's on strike. Outstanding innings a couple of days ago. The intent, the skill, the temperament that he showed was very impressive. Because I would have thought it was Ahmed Shahzad who would have had the problem with the side screen. He's low in form and not at the top of the world. At that stage, you tend to look for all these little minute things.
It's Kulusekara who's got the new ball, and the drums are beating. Sri Lankans have come in good numbers to support this side. Here we go then. It's a wild delivery and a wide one given by the umpire. Losing his radar. He's a good seam bowler, Kulusekara. Gets the ball to nip back sharply for the right-handers. Hailing from England, Richard Illingworth was a good left-arm spinner in his playing days. On the pads, and that's a good way to keep him quiet while he flourishes through the offside. He's very good with the pull shot. At times he just struggles to get it away when the ball is pitched on that leg stump area. Ehsan Raza from Pakistan, now somewhat experienced as well.
Another mature sign about Sharjeel is that he doesn't try those flick shots very early in his innings. He gives himself a chance, has a look at the bowling, and probably the third, fourth over he would have tried it.
Cut shot, flays it away past slip cordon. Just two slips in place, so not a lot of risk attached to that shot. even though he would have wanted to play it along the ground and find a bit of timing. That's the only area which he needs to really work on. All left-handed Russell want that little bit of width and that luxury to go hard and open their arms and shoulders to that line and length. But it's the execution bits that at times needs a bit of fine-tuning from Shahid Khan.
This is a very important innings for Pakistan. We've been talking a lot about the Pakistani batting. They need more firepower, maybe another all-rounder down at number 8 or 9. But the fact remains is that the top order needs to control the innings like they did in Sharjah. And continuity here to show the consistency from these players as well as Pakistan as a unit is important to achieve.
I think if they improve on their basics, they'll not be hampered in their thought process by other issues. I think if you got a good solid base, you can work on things. You can look to be positive, look to then carve out innings for yourself and for your side. But issue begins in the mind when you're not entirely comfortable with your setup and technique. Then you start doubting yourself, and you're not completely turned on to switch on to the next gear.
And that next gear might also mean not 2-3 gears ahead. It's always around those basics, because you would have had success the day before, but what matters today is going through the basics once again. You have no right to succeed just because you scored runs a couple of days ago.
Yes, that's right. The workload begins afresh every time you take the crease for a new match. But you gain strength from your past performances, and you lose a bit of confidence if you're not been in good shape. It's part and parcel of any sporting career. You got to be mentally strong if you are to become successful at any sport. Got to be extremely good with your faculties. Nicely behind that one, taking his time to get established. 2 without loss.
पेप्सी पिए, क्रिकेट खेले, खुल के दो
Pepsi and Ajmal, made for cricket. टेस्ट का झटका।
यूफोन से यूएसए, यूके और कनाडा कॉल करें पाकिस्तान की तारीख के सस्ते तरीन रेट, यानी सिर्फ 1 पैसा फी सेकंड पर। ऑफर के लिए अभी *2288# मिलाएं। ऐसी ऑफर कोई और दे ही नहीं सकता।
He's done it all. He's been a remarkable cricketer and a great ODI career, and a great hairdo as well.
So important, early wickets. That's the only way that you can control the opposition or keep them from dictating terms. It's always difficult to pursue a game. You want to be in front, and that is make a good start.
Last time these two met, it was an interesting punch-up. First ball was a bouncer ball to Shahid that hit him. Next one was banished. Flick, and he's off the mark in great style. The balance was great. Didn't fall across, and Malinga trying to hoodwink him with a searing in-dipping delivery. Pitched up on the pads, and have a look at the response. Lovely piece of timing.
Yeah, the line was wrong. I've seen him try this ball time and time again against left-handers and seen him go through. But the moment go onto the pads with that angle, you're asking for trouble. Now, if you did watch Sharjeel in the T20s, those first few balls were iffy, but not anymore.
This time played all along the ground. Should come back for the second. He's motoring along. Once again, leg side-ish is Lasith Malinga. He's getting a nice shape, but he's been off target on a couple of occasions. Now 6 of the first 2 balls, so this is good batting by Sharjeel. Not overawed by the competition. Lasith Malinga has had the better of many a talented opponents, and so you can be dragged into that negative mindset when you're playing against a top quality bowler like Lasith Malinga. But Sharjeel Khan has showed no signs of weakness so far. He is now round the wicket, Lasith Malinga, changing his angle. The idea is to finish that movement within the stumps, not outside the leg stump or on the pads. Fine leg up in the ring as well, square leg placed. Came back strongly, a little bit of bat involved. The appeal was made by Lasith Malinga.
It's tough to get that LBW. He'll have to try and bowl him, because with his action too, he'll be starting very wide. Look at that angle, it's going a long way. On this occasion, he's got bat on it, so if he hits him in line, it's tough to think that he'll go on to hit the stumps. That angle is such a great angle.
It's an interesting field on the leg side. There's a short mid-wicket in place because of that angle that now has been created by Lasith Malinga has gone around the wicket. The slip's been removed as well. So they're trying to block his strength against Malinga, which is a flick or the pull shot. There's a deep backward square leg in place as well. Fine leg up in the ring, so he's got to be absolutely spot on with what he wants to do, Malinga. Oh, that one came back and bit him again, once again, and given by the umpire. Now, this is an interesting call from Hassan Raza. He obviously
on this occasion, he's got bat on it, so if he hits him in line, it's tough to think that
surprised even, I think, the Sri Lankans, because it was a strong appeal made by Lasith Malinga. The rest of the crew were just mere spectators and just followed through because Malinga looked interested.
But great ploy, just moving that fielder onto the onside and asking Sharjeel to go onto the offside, to play on the offside. No issue with the legality of the delivery, but that could be much straighter because he's on the back foot, not on the front foot. Yes, it is pad first, and I would think it's not going to be missing leg stump. The bounce could be a concern.
Yeah, I think that mystery is solved. So clearly just kissing the flap of the pad, and the bat coming down a little late. Now, was height an issue? Was this going over the stumps? Now, that is the only issue now that needs to be sorted.
It should be nicking the top. Looking at that, looking the top of the stumps. It's got to be missing the stumps to be overturned, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Now, the front leg was still in the process of coming forward, and the angle of the bat was away towards the offside. That's the reason why the ball, that in-swinging ball, was missed by Sharjeel Khan. Not entirely. Now, this is a borderline case. I think height is going to be an issue, but let's remember that even if it is kissing the stumps or kissing the bails, it'll stay out. Umpire's call will be the final call, the final decision.
Well, it's easy for us to talk, but the third umpire really has to make sure that he did kiss that pad. And I think umpire Hassan Raza has made a very good decision here. It's a brave one, but a very good one. It's not kissing as we would have thought, it's hitting the stumps full on.
Yes, a very good decision. An extremely brave decision, because normally umpires don't want to read such a close call. Shahid Khan just a touch unlucky. There's very little for him, and well, he's been given out leg before Malinga for 7-8.
फोन से यूएसए, यूके और कनाडा कॉल्स करें पाकिस्तान की तारीख के सस्ते तरीन रेट, यानी सिर्फ 1 पैसा फी सेकंड पर। ऑफर के लिए अभी *2288# मिलाएं। ऐसी ऑफर कोई और दे ही नहीं सकता।
इतना ही आसान बना दिया है जोंग ने नेटवर्क बदलना। अब फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली मैसेजेस को जोंग नेटवर्क पे लाना है, उनके नंबर 7677 पर भेजकर उन्हें जोंग नेटवर्क पे ले आए, और उसके 100 रुपए रिचार्ज पर आप दोनों को मिलेगा 50 रुपए का एक्स्ट्रा फ्री बैलेंस। जोंग, अब हर पाकिस्तानी का नेटवर्क।
क्यू मोबाइल E5 कोई स्मार्ट कैमरे से अपनी मूवीज बनाता है, कहीं लंबी बैटरी से हो इतनी लंबी बात कि गुजर जाए सारी रात। क्यू मोबाइल E5 हर शौक का एक ही स्टॉप।
Vigotel i7 3-inch extra large LCD with HD display, one-touch Facebook key. Vigotel i7, fun for everyone.
पोशीदा चार्जेस की हुई छुट्टी जब टेलेनॉर टॉक सिम फोन में फिट की। भूल जा बैलेंस लुटने की परेशानी, क्योंकि ये टेलेनॉर टॉक शॉक है जानी। सच्ची यारी सब पे भारी।
So Pakistan jolted early in the innings. Shahid Khan, who looked brilliant in the last game and was looking good today as well, was undone by a good piece of bowling and cricket from Sri Lanka. Lasith Malinga, changing his angle, came around the wicket to make sure that his in-dippers did the job, and so on the marks almost straight away after changing his angle.
Reacted fast. That was what the key was. Now they're getting to know Shahid as well. 2 slips for Hafiz.
It's a no ball. Well, that's a little disappointing from Lasith Malinga. New man in. You've got to bowl your best delivery, and Hafiz he's been allowed to breathe freely. It's a no ball that heel clearly over the popping crease. Not for the first time that we've seen Lasith bowl a no ball. He bowled a couple in one of the T20s or the last game, I'm not too sure, but he stands out as someone who's been pretty regular with his problem, overstepping every now and then. So the field cannot change because the same batsman is on strike. Hafiz has been given a freebie here by Lasith Malinga. Yorker, that's well bowled, but Hafiz is off the mark. He'll come back and farm the strike again.
It's all about wickets. That's what will keep any team in the game, and that's why you need frontline bowlers in the team. Unlike in the past, the half cricket is taken off the bits and pieces player. Well, change of shot also due to the change in the field.
I think he's got a problem, a little bit of a problem with his technique. That front foot, that toe is aiming towards square, almost square cover. We'll talk about his technique in the next over. 11 for 1 after over number 2.
चलना तेरा रुकना तेरा तकना तौबा तौबा तेरी सूरत तेरी मस्ती तेरा जलवा तौबा तौबा कभी 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 सपनों को भूलो ना धीरे 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 आसमां को छूलो ना खुशी 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 जीवन मेरे को जियो ना मजे 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 जिंदगी को जियो ना।
पाकिस्तान का भरोसा नोकिया। क्यू मोबाइल E5 कोई स्मार्ट कैमरे से अपनी मूवीज बनाता है, कहीं लंबी बैटरी से हो इतनी लंबी बात कि गुजर जाए सारी रात। क्यू मोबाइल E5 हर शौक का एक ही स्टॉप।
Malinga bowler no ball, so Hafiz is on 2. Let's see what went wrong here for Shahid Khan. Obviously it was the angle and a good delivery from Lasith Malinga, but let's try to assess what he can improve with regard to his technique. Now that ball hitting the pad first, and the bat was left behind because it came down at an angle, because his front foot toe, the front foot toe was aiming towards somewhere around extra cover. Now that front toe has got to be aiming towards mid-off for him to play with a straight bat and allow that bat to come down before the ball hits the pad. And the footwork has to improve just a little bit. I think he can be a little lazy on his feet at times, and for an opener it's just not affordable. It was an extremely good decision, a very brave decision, because he knew that the ball had hit the pad first, and he's getting the ball to swing this time. The ball swinging away from the grasp of the keeper. It's been given as a wide as well, so Kulusevich losing his mark once again.
The moment he starts straighter, that ball is swinging, but in order to hit the stumps, he has to come in from outside the off stump. But from that line, it's not swinging in for him, so he's got a problem, Kulusevich, trying to figure out exactly where he needs to start his delivery from. He went wider on this occasion, but no swing. And on that dismissal of Sergil, mindset is also crucial. He's coming off good form in the T20 internationals, the first ODI. He should make sure that his game, his basic game, is always the same.
Finds the gap off the back foot, is not even running. Ahmed Shahid now he's got to motor along because he felt he had timed it well enough to find the fence. Hafiz is pushing him for the third. They make it quite easily in the end. Pereira was quick. Trying to bowl the outswinger, the attempted outswinger, allowed Ahmed Shahid a little bit of width and he cashed in on it. The balance was good, the placement was even better.
Though Shahid hasn't made the big score in this series, the little time he spent out there, he's looked good. He's always been behind the ball, just hitting through the line. It's just that he needs to get through that initial period to go on to make the big score.
Left well alone by Ahmed Shahid, by in fact Hafiz, who was on strike. I think you've got to also, as a smart batsman, know what the bowler is trying to do. The field was set for that in-dipper. He went around the wicket to test his skills and technique. There you see that front foot just locked in and got himself in a very awkward position. That front foot was still on the move and the bat was hidden behind, or forced to come down at an angle behind the pads. 17 for 1 after 3.
सर तो निकाले 2600।
Q मोबाइल का नया M400 2.4 इंचेस स्क्रीन, स्मार्ट कैमरा और लॉन्ग बैटरी के साथ सिर्फ 2575 रुपए में।
अब यू फोन से SMS या कॉल करें 50 पैसे के सस्ते तरीन रेट में, वो भी तमाम नेटवर्क्स पर। इसके साथ साथ 100 रुपए के रिचार्ज पर तमाम यू फोन नंबर्स पर करें फ्री कॉल्स भी। ऑफर के लिए 1 नवंबर से गैर इस्तेमाल शुदा यू फोन सिम अभी वापस लगाएं और फ्री लिखकर 234 पर SMS या कॉल करें।
गुलबर्ग ग्रीन्स इस्लामाबाद, सहूलतों का हैरत कदा, फैमिली क्लब हाउस, 5 स्टार होटल, डाइन आउट सेंटर्स। अपने लिए मुंतखब कीजिए जिंदगी के शाहाना रंग। गुलबर्ग ग्रीन्स इस्लामाबाद।
Q मोबाइल E5 कोई स्मार्ट कैमरे से अपनी मूवीज बनाता है। इसी की प्लेलिस्ट को पावरफुल स्पीकर्स फिट बनाएं। Q मोबाइल E5 हर शौक का एक ही स्टॉप।
Vrigotel i7, 3-inch extra large LCD with HD display. One-touch Facebook key. Vigotel i7. Fun for everyone.
Then you can wander around in a singlet.
Now we saw a change of tactics from Lasith Malinga to surprise Shahid. First ball was on the pass that was worked away nicely by him to the fence, and then he came back around the wicket, troubled him with the first one that he bowled. Now he changed the field. The slip was taken out, put in next to short mid-wicket, and that's the response. It was a delayed call, and SN Raza read it brilliantly. Almost edging it to the keeper. And so it's not only about skills, it's outthinking the batsman and making sure that you read the prowess of the opponent. And that is where Lasith Malinga and even the captain, Angelo Matthews, was extremely good, because he just went along with what Lasith Malinga was trying to do and achieve, and the end result was a magnificent one. Really did make a lot of sense, and the result showed it as well.
And a big one, because if Shahid is batting out there, Pakistan do not have to worry about the run rate.
Now he shuffles a great deal across the stumps, and he's got to make sure that now he plays with a straight bat, because in the last innings he went across the stumps and paid a hefty price for it. This is how he was taken, walking across the stumps and then playing across the line, beaten by the length and bit of movement from Lakmal. There's no second line of defense for him. And once again shuffling, and this time looking to play with a straight bat, because with that kind of technique you've got to make sure that you play that ball every time when it is pitched within the stumps, and play it with a straight bat.
Now what's concerning in that dismissal was, he was very surprised that he was hit in front after the shuffle. So basically he doesn't know where he's positioning himself after he shuffles. Pakistan lost a review, the only review that they do have in their innings with that decision, and even today they've already lost their entitlement for this innings.
Played down safely for a run. Today probably you couldn't blame Shahid Khan, because it was a close thing. There was a doubt whether that ball hit the pad first or the bat, and at times even batsmen do not know what happens in a situation like this, because they feel that the bat came down just before the ball hit the pad. You can be in a bit of a confusion, and then I think Ahmed Shahzad also just egged him on to just go for that call.
It's 19 for 1.
अगर 10 नवंबर 2013 से अपनी टॉक शॉक सिम नहीं इस्तेमाल की तो अभी 2222 डायल करें और पाएं 1000 टेलीनॉर मिनट्स, 1000 SMS और 200 MB इंटरनेट पूरे 15 दिन बिल्कुल फ्री। साथ ही हर 8 रुपए के इस्तेमाल पर मिलें 100 फ्री मिनट्स। सच्ची यारे सब पे भारे।
सर तो निकाले 2600।
Q मोबाइल का नया M400 2.4 इंचेस स्क्रीन, स्मार्ट कैमरा और लॉन्ग बैटरी के साथ सिर्फ 2575 रुपए में।
इतना ही आसान बना दिया है जोंग ने नेटवर्क बदलना। अब फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली मैसेजेस को जोंग नेटवर्क पे लाना है, उनके नंबर 7677 पर भेजकर उन्हें जोंग
down the track, and it's been misfielded at cover. Now that is soft cricket by Sri Lanka. We generally rave about how good they are in the field. Every now and then they've made that all-important critical mistake. SP is pitching the ball up and making it come back into the right-handers. Is a very strong in-swinging bowler. That is just the wrong length from Kulusekara. Maybe that's why he's not found his position regularly in the playing 11. Every now and then he's committing those little mistakes that can be irritating for a captain. You need a bit more consistency from your new bowler. too close to cut. Hafiz missing the ball. And Kulusekara coming very close of getting the outside edge this time.
Well, he was the bowler that the Sri Lankans always trust. You know what you get from him time and time again. But of late, you cannot say the same. With that in-dipper, he has the ability to straighten one down the line. That's what gets batsmen in trouble. He sets them up, then takes it away.
That's where he can be uncomfortable. He's jumping up in the air, losing his balance. He'd be looking to survive this spell from the right armour.
He's looking to get down at Kulusekara. Kulusekara is not express, so the batsman can do that. Why batsman is doing that is to negate that swing coming into him. He get hit down the line, down the pitch, takes the LBW out of the equation to a certain extent. 23 for 1.
जहाँ पेप्सी वहाँ म्यूजिक।
क्यू मोबाइल E5 कोई स्मार्ट कैमरे से अपनी मूवीज बनाता है। इसी की प्लेलिस्ट को पावरफुल स्पीकर्स फिट बनाएं। क्यू मोबाइल E5 हर शौक का एक ही स्टॉप।
Drives and drives well, gets it past the man at point. Only a run that was well backed up by the man in the deep. Kulusekara is a good athlete. Sorry, Prasanna was the fielder.
Sorry for misleading you there, Ramesh. But again, clumsy bit in the infield. Dilshan generally does pick those up.
Never see him flustered, Lasith Malinga. Never see him sledge a fellow player in the field. And fast bowlers can be temperamental. Nothing temperamental about Lasith Malinga. He's got such a pleasant demeanour. It's a good delivery, taking his hands off the handle because he couldn't reach out to that swing from Malinga. The feet got locked in. Yeah, and then the hands followed through.
Had the presence of mind to control his hands. He got himself into a spot of bother but was able to bail out and not go through that shot.
Clearly avoided an accident. Again looking to play across the line. The feet are not moving graciously or gracefully, in fact. Shahid Khan was picked up today leg before wicket, and there was an instance where on the left of the screen there was a leg before shout that was turned down by the umpire, very similar. The ball hitting the flap of the pad, not given by the umpire on the day. Today he didn't get the better of the umpire. Once again, that movement, that front foot movement and the toe pointing towards the wrong range while playing that shot caused him to lose his wicket and made an early exit today.
Just a slight difference in those two was the picture you saw that in Sharjah, he's more on the front foot, whereas here he's on the back foot. So that gives the umpire an easier decision to make. When there's a long way to go of the ball to go to the stumps, it causes a lot more doubt in what might happen in terms of bounce and angle.
Yes, today he was on the move in at Sharjah. That front foot stride was made, not a long one but decent enough to cause a little bit of doubt in umpire's mind. Short ball that's hooked away nicely, controlled it well. Hafiz only got a single. Lasith Malinga testing the waters here in Dubai with that short one. The pitch did have a lot to offer. It really was a short one, and Hafiz timed it well, controlled it beautifully. extended his arms and rolling his wrists over that one. This time Dilshan makes a good stop. A very good stop. 25 for 1.
यू फोन से यूएसए, यूके और कनाडा कॉल्स करें पाकिस्तान की तारीख के सस्ते तरीन रेट, यानी सिर्फ 1 पैसा फी सेकंड पर। ऑफर के लिए अभी *2288# मिलाएं। ऐसी ऑफर कोई और दे ही नहीं सकता।
क्यू मोबाइल E5 कोई स्मार्ट कैमरे से अपनी मूवीज बनाता है। किसी की प्लेलिस्ट को पावरफुल स्पीकर्स फिट बनाएं। क्यू मोबाइल E5, हर शौक का एक ही स्टॉक।
खुशी 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 जीवन
पाकिस्तान का भरोसा नोकिया।
सर तो निकाले 2600।
क्यू मोबाइल का नया M400 2.4
gets runs. A flick may find the fence. That ball, it's a new ball, heavy outfield. Will it make it? Chandimal slides, dives. First boundary to Mohammad Hafiz. Kulusekara once again on the shorter side, bowling on the pads, losing his focus. Not been that consistent in this spell so far. Kulusekara has bowled a couple of good balls, but every now and then he's thrown in that loose ball.
Teased Chandimal all the way, but good timing from Hafiz. Sign of a batsman in form. He's not trying to hit the ball too hard.
Doesn't look too comfortable when the ball is jamming back from that off into his middle stump from off stump line. Looks a little jittery, a little ginger in his methods. You see this nervous energy that he possesses at the crease. Twitches with his bat, is always fiddling with his gloves, helmet. Down the track this time, once again closing the face of the blade. Not entirely happy, but because Kulusekara bowls that one loose ball almost in every over, that allows batsmen a bit of breathing space.
Trying to get outside the line, so just in case he misses, he wouldn't be out LBW. Kulusekara more on the shorter side, hardly any in that green area.
Doesn't believe in green revolution.
That's what's been successful for him though.
Yeah, with his style of bowling, the big in dippers that he can bowl at fuller length has got to be used.
And it's not an express pitch. It has good pace in terms of pitches in this part of the world. But the shorter you get, the more time you give the batsman to line you up. Much drier surface, just a bit of work done closer to the batting crease. That's repair work where the bowler's foot marks had roughened up the surface, but other than that, it was soaked after the T20 International last Friday and left with the roller on. So we have a good surface, much drier. No sheen, as we did see in Sharjah.
Plays it down for a block and for a dot. Hafiz is on 9, Shahid is on 8 after 7 overs, 29 for 1.
सर तो निकाले 2600।
क्यू मोबाइल का नया M400 2.4 इंचेस स्क्रीन, स्मार्ट कैमरा और लॉन्ग बैटरी के साथ सिर्फ 2575 रुपए में।
इतना ही आसान बना दिया है जोंग ने नेटवर्क बदलना। अब फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली मैसेजेस को जोंग नेटवर्क पे लाना है, उनके नंबर 7677 पर भेजकर उन्हें जोंग नेटवर्क पे ले आए और उसके 100 रुपए के रिचार्ज पर आप दोनों को मिलेगा 50 रुपए का।
यू फोन से यूएसए, यूके और कनाडा कॉल करें पाकिस्तान की तारीख के सस्ते तरीन रेट, यानी सिर्फ 1 पैसा फी सेकंड पर। ऑफर के लिए अभी *2288# मिलाएं। ऐसी ऑफर कोई और दे ही नहीं सकता।
गुलबर्ग ग्रीन्स में अपना घर बनाइए, अपने आंगन में देखिए खुशियों की बरखा, आरज़ुओं के सब रंग। ये ख्वाब नहीं है, ये गुलबर्ग ग्रीन्स है।
Shocker! A modern, brilliant stadium as it is here in Dubai. And, well, it's 20-25 minutes delay with that side screen. Shambles at the Emirates Road end. But, all is in progress and underway. It's natural light, so it's got a little darker with the shadows. Oh, thrashing blade from Shahid. Like this. Shahid going after it, playing shots, wanting to be positive. Good seam position, but bit of width. Hello, Waqar.
Hello, Danny, and hello to all the viewers. Pereira trying to put a bit of extra pace in the last delivery. That was 135 Ks. Pereira is a little bit under pressure from the last game. He didn't bowl that well and didn't really score many runs also, so he's under a caution. There was one talk that they might drop him and play Kulusekara instead of Lucknow. No doubt a match winner on his day. Can bat, hit long hits, ball brisk pace, but definite different springs today in his feet. Looking to ball a bit quicker than his normal speed.
I was listening to Ramesh. I was on about Hafiz with closing the face of the blade and just making things a bit harder for himself. Amazing, isn't it, when you get 100 and you spend, what, 129 deliveries out in the middle when he got 122 the other night. That even if you're slightly out with your angles of blade or your feet aren't quite going there, but because you've had time in the middle, you've got a big 100, you can get away with those sorts of shortcomings. That's either a good leave or a lucky leave. Nice channel.
That's what the Sri Lankan bowlers need to do. Hit the length. There's a little bit in the pitch. This off the seam. That one came in sharply. Watch that. Mohammad Hafiz was not sure. Trusted the bounce and trusted his off stump. He knew where his off stump was. As Danny just mentioned, getting 100 in the last game gave him confidence. That's a beautiful stroke. On the up, a little bit outside the off stump, and Hafiz lashed onto that. And that also ends the over. 34 for 1.
पाकिस्तान का भरोसा नोकिया।
She's walking towards the crease, sets her gaze, marks the guard, the pressure runs high. She has to bring her best game forward. That promises a blend of talent and rich performance. With a touch of class and poise, she's ready to face the music.
Kulusekara, who's into his 5th. Hasn't got a wicket, just a short burst from Linger. It's the modern way and the modern times for him, looking after him. Hafiz. Yes, he had to reach for it, but it just shows you what confidence and form does after scoring 100. Absolutely picture perfect from Mohammad Hafiz. Nice change of pace. So the bowlers work hard because there's certainly good conditions for batting, which you thought was interesting, that they'd won the toss, Sri Lanka, and runs on the board was the order of the afternoon, you reckon?
I'm always a believer of runs on the board, because I believe if you're a weak opponent as a batting unit, you should always try to bat first. And doesn't even matter if it's a little bit of in the pitch. I think batting first is always a key. Put the runs on the board, put the other team on the, especially when Pakistan got such a good bowling lineup with the good spinners in it.
Also, given that it's a day-nighter, you get natural light to bat in, and then you get the artificial light, and the sun goes down and the lights are on. So I always felt that. You played a lot in Australia. Us flightless birds, us Kiwis, used to jump across to see our big cousins and play in that World Series triangular one-day tournament in Australia. And the Aussies, the amount of times they either won the toss or any of us made the mistake of putting them in. You don't. Aussies always wanted to bat first. Runs on the board, batting when the sun was out, get runs on the board, then put pressure on the opposition, strangle them with their bowlers, get people out. It was such a good formula for the Aussies. Oh, he's come a long way down, Shahid, and he gets back all right. I don't think they'll take too many quick singles, because Hafiz, his legs aren't that fresh after a big innings in Sharjah 2 nights ago. Having a laugh about it now, but no damage done.
I'm enjoying the bowling. I'm really loving it the way Kulaseka's is bowling. He's not giving any room to Shahid. That's why he just wants to get off the mark, just want to hit it and run. Good fielding, putting pressure on the batsman. Shahid just managed to got back. There you go, another very, very good delivery to end the over. Just one off the over is 35 for 1.
करूँ हर हद पार WhatsApp पराठा roll without 7-Up यार बना लो food का love with 7-Up
गुलबर्ग ग्रीन्स इस्लामाबाद सहूलतों का हैरत कदा फैमिली क्लब हाउस 5-star होटल डाइन आउट सेंटर्स अपने लिए मुंतखब कीजिए जिंदगी के शाहाना रंग Gulberg Greens.
Out to and get it easy. Wide open spaces here at the Dubai International Sports Stadium. Yeah, the other thing about that, look at this particular venue. Got some good stats as well. You see, as a home ground for Pakistan, they've played here 12 times. This is the 12th occasion. Won 5, lost 6. So it's almost like a 50-50 ground. Sri Lanka playing here. They've played 4. They've only won once. They've lost twice. Oh, handsome, sweet, but couldn't get it through cover. Shahid now, look, he's been there for 28 deliveries, only got a dozen, so he's starting to feel the pinch. Hasn't hit a boundary, and he's striking at only about 42, 43, so he wants to get a move on. He's such a stroke maker. Now, the highest individual score here as well at this venue is 130, and you would have seen that, Waka, by Kevin Peterson against Pakistan almost 2 years ago, beginning of 2012. Bowled, line and length, can't get it past mid-off. And the best bowling figures here in Dubai at the DSC, 6 for 38 from Boom Boom Afridi against Australia in 2009. Now the highest individual batting second at this ground, different, 275 for 9, Pakistan against South Africa 2010. So it's an interesting one. Batting first side has won 5 times, batting second 6 times. So in a way that just says, look, well, again, it's almost 50-50, but certainly runs on the board and you're batting first and you get a big score. Good for the mindset. Here's one that gets through the offside, courtesy of Shahid. That'll feel good.
Well, Shahid need to push on from here now. He's faced 30 deliveries, only 12 runs, especially with the field restrictions. He's got to take some chances here. Fielding's been pretty good today. Sri Lankans have done their homework. They were pretty poor in the last one, and they're bowling quite tight line and length, not giving any room to Shahid. Shahid normally a good stroke maker.
Really good stuff. It was a good comeback because he was annoyed that he went for 4 off the last ball of his previous over, Pereira. So tightening things up. Last ball of the power play. One more and it'll be 10 done. Yeah, just going on about Boom Boom Afridi. Of course, Shahid Afridi's been around a while, and that 6 for he got the best bowling figures of 6 for 38 against the Aussies in 09. It was the first ever one-day international